Good morning and welcome back to the Delta News. Kind of a gloomy morning, taking a look towards West Helena, Arkansas over the Mississippi River. Not a lot going on right now, but later on we're going to start to see those storms really firing up area-wide, and we're going to be tracking the potential for severe weather. Now, yesterday it was quiet. We had a record high temperature tie in Greenwood at 91. That ties the old record set back in 1955. So quite a long time ago. And as for Greenville, 87, so it was very warm, very humid, and that's the case again this morning. We have a surge of warm, moist air coming in as southerly winds continue. Temperatures in the upper 70s, a little bit cooler to the north where rain has been falling, and we're also going to be tracking a cold front pushing into the area, but it is very warm. Already nearly 80 degrees in Greenwood, 79 in Vicksburg, 69 in Pine Bluff, and 76 in Monticello. It is a very muggy morning, a lot of humidity out there. We're going to be tracking our next round of severe storms. A cluster of storms developed earlier this morning into northeast Mississippi and along I-55. We have one active severe warning. That's just south of Jackson near Crystal Springs and off to the west. This is the area we're going to be watching closely as that cold front starts to really fire up these storms this afternoon. In fact, a new tornado watch just issued for southeast Texas, and it wouldn't surprise me if later on we get either a tornado watch or a severe thunderstorm watch, likely later on towards the lunch hour here in the Delta. So that's a trend we'll be monitoring. A couple of pop-up showers continuing along I-55. Not a lot going on across the Mississippi River yet, but that will change. We're all going to see some storms at some point. And as we track out the radar, this line of storms really going to start to fire up a little bit later on going into the lunch hour. You can see this starting to get a little more organized. And as it moves across the Mississippi River, we're going to see those storms really ramp up in intensity. It does look like east of I-55 could be hit a little bit harder than us here along the Mississippi River, but everyone needs to be on guard for the potential of severe storms as this line kind of gets its act together a little further to the east. But it's going to really be important too as where these storms originally initiate. If they originate a little further off to the west into southern Arkansas, they're going to blast across the Mississippi River. If they get their act together right along the Mississippi River, those communities along I-55 will be hit a little bit harder. And then as we go into the evening, the threat ends. So again, this is going to be a quickly moving system, which is good news, and then it's going to turn a lot cooler into tomorrow. But the entire region under a enhanced risk. This is level 3 out of 5 in that orange shaded area between about 12 and 6. So the time frame has shifted a little bit to go a little bit later in the day than we originally thought yesterday. But damaging straight line winds going to be my primary concern. We could have some hail with some of the stronger storms up to the size of golf balls, and tornadoes a medium threat. So not a super high threat, but we certainly will have favorable conditions for a few spin up tornadoes. That'll be something to watch as well as we go into later portions of the day. But between about 1 and 5 is the best time frame to see severe storms. That doesn't mean you won't have the potential outside of this time frame, but this is the most likely time frame you'll see those severe storms along the Mississippi River, with slightly later time frame as these storms move off to the east throughout the day. So I have multiple ways of receiving severe alerts today. Wireless emergency alerts on your phone. Make sure you check those on, whether you have an Android or an iPhone. Tornado by the American Red Cross, a great app. A Midland Weather Radio, $30 at your local convenience store or drugstore. You know, a great tool to have during severe weather. And of course, you can keep up to date with us here at the Delta News and on our social media platforms. So for today, it is a weather alert day. Like I mentioned, we're going to be tracking another potential for severe storms. Tonight, we clear out, cool down, lows back in the mid 50s. And then tomorrow, it is going to be a sunny day. Beautiful, mid 70s, comfortable, lower humidity. And as we go into the next several days, we're going to end the week off nicely. Going into the weekend, we start to warm back into the 80s, and we could be dealing with more scattered showers and thunderstorms Sunday into Monday.